Hi, and welcome back to Running the Pro Game. This will be about game scheduling, and I'm going to show you how my schedule works. And that's not necessarily the way that you want to set yours up, but armed with the knowledge of how I do things, I think it's going to give you more tools for your tool belt that you can try out and see how you like it. So we're going to be talking about how I arrange my schedule on a day with one game, 2 games, or even 3 games in a day, and how I arrange my schedule so that I can be fresh and be able to turn through a 3-game day. Ugh, I'm getting all tongue-tied. I'm also really sweaty. It's really hot. So as we take a look at my August schedule here, we see that I'm missing a week because I'm attending Gen Con, so I can't really run games on SBG while I'm running games for Global Press in person, in addition to not bringing my computer setup. I'm missing that week, but I still have 3 good weeks of games in the month of August. My work week starts from Tuesday and it ends on Sunday, and I normally hit the payout button on Sunday, especially now that the payout has changed, so I normally get paid on Wednesday, and I do weekly for now. Once I get enough cash flow in and I have enough saved up, then I'll probably go to bi-weekly or monthly or something like that. Just make it easier on myself. On Tuesdays, I now run 2 vampire games. I'm trying to run 2 vampire games. So I have one in the evening, the 8 o'clock, which is an Anarchs game that I've just started. And then I'm trying to open up a Camarilla game at the 4 p.m. So you'll notice that they're positioned in a 2-game day as having 4 hours between them. That's because I run 3-hour games. So I want that hour before every game that I run to be able to onboard new people if I need to, or to set them up with Foundry and so on and so forth. So a game like Vampire requires a lot more setup. So for that, I'm going to have to probably do that earlier in Tuesday rather than the hour before. Something like D&D, I can set them up in less than an hour. Not a big deal. But that's what my Tuesday looks like right now. And then Wednesday, I have a morning game and an evening game. So typically, when I start a 2-game day, I will do 1 in the morning and then 1 in the evening. I do the evening first if I post any game to any day. That's going to be where the most traffic is generally. And evening for American time. In the morning, I'm trying to catch the opposite demographic. And usually, I prefer, if I can, to run the same setting 2 or 3 times in a day. There's a couple of reasons for that. 1, it makes me more efficient. I don't have to brain switch between different campaign settings. If I am, for instance, going from, in this case, Phandelver to Strahd, it's not a big brain switch for me because Phandelver is so easy for me to run. It's very simple, very straightforward, and typically I don't need to wrap my head around a lot of that. But then when I've brain switched to Barovia, you can see that I have 3 games in a row in Barovia, and therefore I don't have to brain switch until the evening game, in which I have a time gap. I always, if I set up a game that is a different world than what I'm currently running, I want that time gap to give me that extra time in case I need additional prep or I just need to take a break. When I am switching to Critical Role on Thursday evening, it is kind of a hassle. I'm trying Barovia out at that time slot. Originally, I had Critical Role there, so I was running 2 Critical Role games in the evening. But unfortunately, it's not as popular right now, so I switched back to Barovia. Moving on to Friday. Unfortunately, I've always really struggled to fill Fridays for a number of reasons, but mostly scheduling conflicts, and people honestly just make plans. They don't feel like playing Friday night, so on and so forth. So I have the evening game set out for 6 p.m. I might try to move that back. I'm going to talk to my players about that. But then after that, I have a bi-weekly rhyme game. And that is something that came to me. So there is less in the strategy that I'm playing toward in that case. Because I had 2 players come to me and say, hey, we want a bi-weekly game. And I said, okay, I will try it at this time slot. Because I have 1 British player and 1 player in California. So it's kind of difficult to find a time that works for both of them. In my Saturday, I have the 3 Strahd game. When I wake up in the morning, I have that hour beforehand where I'm setting anybody up that needs it. But a lot of the time when I wake up, I am just kind of preparing myself and acknowledging what I need to do for each game or where each game is so that I have that in the back of my mind. And when I have it in the back of my mind, it's subconsciously going to help inform my decisions throughout the day. So if I check the notes of each game at the beginning of the day. It is going to help me sort of guide my thought process about what I do need to do for prep. Altogether, I spend about 3 hours per game and maybe an hour or two prep otherwise, not including setup time. So if I am worried about running into having a new player at the last minute and them joining, then I will often default to having something prepared at any given time to go that I can throw at the players. And this has been my introduction to how my schedule works. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my work and you want to support me, you can find my Patreon in the description below if you'd like to donate to me. Thank you so much. Oh, and keep running games, have fun, things like that. Yeah.